All right, I'm just joking, y'all. We in here. I had the dumb thing on loop.
I was okay. We're doing three openings, 3 countdowns.
Oh no, not again. People coming into the room like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Listen, welcome to the Unmuted Man podcast. I'm excited to be here with you tonight. Tonight I have my brother with me, a guest that I'm eager to have this conversation with tonight, Reuben, Chandler.
Hey,
I don't know where they at right now, but he was in Nevada. So everything is subject to change tonight, but it's a part of the topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's prophetic. We just gonna flow with it, okay?
That's
like
it.
Rivers. We just gonna flow tonight. Yeah. I got my brother Reuben Chandler in the room. You guys can come on in. I see you. Hey, there's my baby girl. Hey, boo. I see my daughter in the room. Singer Ranger in the room. Let's go. Let's go.
I got a word for her.
There you go. Come on, bring the word. Something about the Unmuted Man. Listen, the Unmuted Man brings excitement to both the men and the women. It's an exciting show because our mission is to bring you information that can bring you transformation. That's really important. You know, you can get a lot of information. You can hear a lot of things. But if we're not applying what we're hearing, then what's the use of that? You know, so twice a month, I am bringing you conversations with men of distinguishable qualities. These are men that I think have distinguishable qualities. We talk spiritually, we talk relationally, we talk business, we talk success. Hey, y'all, come on in. Hey, baby, I see you, Auntie Apostle, and I see my sister, Demetra Chandler, is in the room. Welcome in, y'all. Come on in here. We talk spiritually, relationally, business, and success to bring you clarity in the areas of question. And we also give you practical information you can use in your ever-evolving journey to your best version of yourself. I think that is powerful, and it's very important that you understand that you're evolving.
Yes.
Who you are today, you should not be a year from now. Now, the foundational parts of you, yes, that's crucial, but who you are today, you should have grown from that place. So I love the Unmuted Man. This was a inspirational thing that the Father did with me. And it's a conversation that we've been having for many years, brother. And it's really something I've been doing my whole life. I've always had a lot of brothers, a lot of guys, you know, friends. And it was always conversation, always wisdom being dropped, always information that I was giving them and just insight into different things so that they could do better, you know, so that they could do better relationally. So the Father just decided this is the season for me to expand this and to really bring it to a platform because it's my concern. I'm a mother of 5 children. Okay. 3 of those are boys. The majority of my grandchildren are boys. Okay, they are males. And so this is a very important, and I've been married twice. So it's important to me that the information that they need, they have it so that they can become who they're supposed to be, so that they'll be prepared for the woman that the Father would give them to be able to extract that favor. You know what I'm saying? Right. That favor needs to work. It doesn't need to be hindered, and it doesn't need to be sabotaged. You know what I'm saying? Right. But these things happen when we don't have the information. So it started with this art that's on this page, you guys, and I'm gonna say it every time because I want you to know where this thing is coming from. It's coming from a really deep place. Started with this art, and when I look at this art, the Father was giving me the vision of a man, but it was something else added to him that was more mechanical. And this is why the slogan is healthy partnerships are built relationally, not mechanically. And a lot of people are thriving off the mechanics of sometimes bogus information that they've been given, even information that they've caught, not necessarily been taught, but that they've caught throughout their lives, just different pieces of things. And so this is what they've amounted to be because of those things, instead of intentionally, as a man, identifying where I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be functioning, who I am. All of that stuff is invaluable. And this is why the Father said man ought to leave his mother and father. You know, there was information that was given there. There was direction that was given there. But he's saying leave.
Right.
Go on now. Go on. You got to go on now, because now you got to cleave to your wife and you have to become. You know, it's not just about you becoming anymore. It's about y'all becoming. And so the Unmuted Man podcast for me is so dear to my heart because I want to see men win. And I want the women that they're connected to, or that they're inspired to be connected to have something of value in the men that they connect to. So
you ever wonder why God said leave?
Yes. Come on, talk to me.
I mean, I just thought about it when you just said it.
Yes.
Especially in this generation, you know, God told us to leave.
Yes.
Because he knows that there come a time where parents won't kick you out.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so he never
good.
told the parents. He never said kick them out. He told us to leave.
He did.
And I believe that there is, and we'll get to it in becoming a man, and
Yes.
just male. It
Mhm.
takes a man to leave.
Yes. it
And I
does.
believe that when you're leaving, there's another level of you maturing, another level of you
That's
being able
right.
to take on challenges.
That's right.
Because they know that them, and it's funny because God never just says things by mistake. He said, "Leave your mother," and
And
He said, "Your mother first,"
yes, he did.
because
Yes, he did.
mothers will hold on to that boy.
You better believe it.
They'll hold. I mean, they love their girls, but it's something about the relationship with a mother
And
and her son. And
yeah,
so that's why he said, listen, if because if you can leave your mother, you can leave your daddy.
you can leave anybody if you can.
If you can leave, if you can leave mama to go grow up, everybody else is secondary. So
Listen,
yeah.
listen. Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. And it's powerful that he said leave. But then the second thing he said was cleave. And it's just a C added to it.
Right. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of change there.
Yeah, a lot of
Just
change there.
I'm going to slap a C there. I'm going to make you walk out, but I'm going to add something to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
I'm making you leave so I can add something to you.
Yes.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
awesome.
Because I won't be able to add this to you if you stay in another environment. I need you to create your own environment.
Your own environment. Your own, or walk into the one I created for you.
That's what I'm talking about. Because when you get there, you still got to cultivate it. You got to dress and keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so this is why there are so many frustrated men. You know, have you ever really looked at the climate of men in this season? It's so much frustration and so much disappointment. Men are in this place where they're so, I don't even know all the words to say about the personality even, or just the persona, what they're exuding. It's just so different. It's so different.
It's very, very different. And I'm gonna tell you something, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard being a man. I literally it's because if you look at it, and I'm just, you know me, so I'm gonna just say whatever. Okay,
listen, that's what we do. That's what we
awesome.
Do. You know, I might slip up and say hell every now and then. So don't you just say what you need to say.
When you look at it, the laws today are made for women, children, dogs, and the LGBTQ community.
Absolutely, not for men.
They're not for men. Someone can call right now and say Reuben did this on the other side of town. Absolutely. And I am guilty until proven innocent.
Isn't that crazy?
It's unbelievable. And so when you have this dynamic in the world right now, being a man is one thing, being a black man is a whole another animal. You know what I'm saying? Because you got cops that are scared of us because of our, they're not even scared of what, they're scared of our skin color.
They're scared of your skin color.
You know what I'm saying? And so being a man in this day and age is so hard. Trying to raise your kids who are being raised by social media and cell phones and everything. It's very, I mean, you have your sons and your daughters who respect Nicki Minaj
more than they respect their mother.
More than they respect their mom. And it's and so as the you know, my brother told me, actually Pastor Mike, he said, you know, fathers are made, you know, for hugs and fixing things. You know what I'm saying? So we already have a
loose your hold. There it is. Come on back. He is paused for a moment. He is paused for the cause. He will come back in now. There you are.
There we go.
Okay. I'm like, well, come on out of here.
Okay. Yeah. The fact that we're getting gunned down for no reason. I mean murdered. We're not, you know, it's hunting season.
It's hunting season.
It's hunting season for the black man. And so it's very, very hard. We have so much pressure on us.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that the women don't, but we're talking about the men.
We're talking about men, so you ain't got to even make a difference tonight.
There you go. Okay.
We on UnMuted Man podcast.
There you go. All right. There's so much pressure.
Yes.
Okay, for us to be the provider, be the protector, you know, the husband, the father, the you know, everything, the fixer, all these other things, and then this is before you eat. This before you look at yourself and say, what can I do for me? You have to do all these other things. And so right now is a very, very crucial moment. And I say, I really, really mean this. If you do not have God in your life, I don't know. I
How
don't
you're
know how to
making it?
make
How?
it. I don't know how
How?
you do it, sis. I
How?
don't understand how you can function without your eyes being bloodshot red all day. Why? It's so much going on that if you don't have the dynamic of God in your life, I don't know how you do it. It's
Dangerous.
almost I can't. It's like
I can't
unthinkable.
fathom it. I
Can't
can't
do it.
fathom it at all.
Can't
At
do it,
all.
sis.
Now, you said some really amazing things in the conversation, and you began to talk about all the dynamics and all the different dimensions of the man and all the different faculties and facets
Yeah.
that he has to function in. But my question is, you made a very powerful point, and I think this is a part of the becoming of a man. I told y'all what the topic was, right? The power of becoming a man. That's what we're talking about tonight. If I didn't get there yet, because we still kind of in introduction mode. But I believe that you made this statement. You said that's before we do anything for ourselves. That's before we consider us. Would you say that a lot of the issue of the strain that happens in manhood is because we have not had instructors that taught us, that taught men how to do for themselves before they began to be all of these other things to other people? Because what I have identified with, just from a woman's point of view, right, is the fact that we grow up in environments that always are pushing us to be somewhere or to be connected and all of these different things. So when we get connected, because we've never been connected to ourselves,
Right.
now we are stressed and we are strained because we're trying to become or be all of these things to all these people when we haven't even become them to ourselves yet.
Right.
What do you think about that?
How can you love someone if you don't love yourself? How can you help someone if you
Yeah,
can't help yourself? How can you help someone if no one has taught you how
that's important.
I totally believe that to answer your question, yes, I do believe that there is a lack. Listen, girls grow up with the dolls
Yes,
and the houses, and they already know,
that is a
we're gonna get married.
responsibility
And
of some.
yeah, they got the, we're like, we jumping off trees.
Yeah,
We playing, hide and go seek. We doing all this other stuff, and all we really know, which is sad,
oblivious. Because you know what?
oblivious.
It's such a what's the word I want to use here? It's such a homophobic, I guess, is the word that's going to be the easiest
Yeah, okay, right.
situation going with people. And I always ask people when they say, "Well, put that doll down," or don't let the boy put it down." First of all, I like trucks as a kid. Did that make me a boy?
Right. No, exactly, no.
Secondarily, don't men have the responsibility of babies as well as women?
They do.
So why would we tell the boy don't touch the doll? Why would we eliminate him from being a part of the nurturing? See, it starts in their youth.
It
We
does.
stop them from nurturing. I don't believe that men don't have a nurturing part of them, because mankind was created, male and female.
Right.
I just believe that people have snuffed out the nurturing part of a man and tried to make him something.
Oh yes, don't cry.
Yeah, don't cry.
Don't
all
do
of this
stop.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? I'm human.
Right.
I feel.
Right.
So it should be guided and not snuffed out. Go ahead.
Right now, my wife laughs at me all the time. We were at the mall one time, and I have this thing about babies, where if I see a child, I forget where we were, but I'm over here looking at these clothes and I'm looking at this child, and the nurturer / protector me, I'm like, do they not see this baby about to fall out the stroller? Like literally, and the baby falls back. Getting ready, I dropped what I did and grabbed the baby right before. That's the nurturer / protect. So you're right. We have to chill with this whole boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Men don't cry. Listen, Jesus wept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hard.
Really hard.
Hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
he did the ugly cry.
Yeah, the ugly cry.
Lazarus.
Yeah. So for me, yes, I believe that that the nurturing part of men is getting snuffed out by the minute, because you have to be tough, and then on top of that, don't go into the military like I did. Now it's like, are you hurt or are you injured?
Right.
I need to know which one are you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say you're injured, I'm hurt, but I'll be okay. And so all these different things that are going on as men, and now we don't know how to be gentle. We don't know how to be loving. We don't know when not to raise our voice and when to talk gently to the one we said we're going to protect forever. We don't know how to hug our daughters and say, you know, listen, hey, it's going to be, we don't know how to do that no more because we don't have it in us.
Come on.
It's being siphoned out.
It is
by our fathers being in jail, our fathers not being around, all this other stuff. And so
the media. Let's not.
The media
we must go
is
down
the worst.
We must go down that train track, because the truth of the matter is, too many people are ignoring the reality that social media and media, period, movies, all of that is for children. And now we have this agenda with the LGBTQ where people are at the helm of things and saying, I'm going to put more of these influences in this. And so when they say I'm going to put more influences in there, people think that it's just going to be blatantly boys kissing boys or blatantly. No, how the adversary works is subliminally. How he works is very clandestine. It's not just out in your face. Now for us, for me, a lot of this stuff is just in your face because I'm mature.
Right.
But a child has no clue as to what's being pushed in their face.
No.
They don't know. Like I saw something, I'm trying to think of what movie was this. It was in Sing 2. I'm just going to mention this one little area. Okay. It was in Sing 2. Good evening, Elder. It was in Sing 2. And it's when the wolf got arrested at the end of the movie for trying to kill Moon, right? And dude said, first of all, it's two parts. First of all, when they were rushing to the theater because they realized dude was putting on the show without his permission, they're rushing there. When the guy hit the gas really hard, Apostle Clarence, when he hit the gas really hard, dude fell back in the crotch of dude. Okay. Wow. That was one. Wow. Now, after this, at the end of the movie, when they carried him off, he was like, wait, whatever dude's name was, I love you. Very, very
slick.
Very slick.
Very slick.
Now, what's funny is children will respond to certain things based on the influences that are in their house. Because I have a certain voice in my environments, my youngest grandson looks at me and says, what's that about? He's 4. So if you make this a thing, if you communicating with them, if you're not trying to make everything gay and, there's too much of this, you really got to explain things and have conversations with people. They don't know what they're doing. They're doing what they see. So you got to, first of all, watch what they're looking at.
Yes, you got to watch look at it. We know about the eye gate.
So I can cough.
Go ahead. Okay, so we know about the eye gate, the ear gate, all these other things, and let me tell you, I heard another man that I watched, Charleston White. He said something so crazy. He goes, you know what, we're slick, because what we'll do is we'll dog out Drake, or we'll talk about Nicki Minaj, kissing up on girls, on her videos, and I can't believe she got that, but then we'll play Drake all day. Talking about girls on girls.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so what we'll try to do is we'll try to dog out Nicki Minaj, not Nicki Minaj. What's the other one name? Cardi B. Cardi B. Okay, and then but give Drake praise because he's Drake. Girls on girls. No, what you've done is you have invited the entire that whole.
Lose your hope. This thing keep pausing tonight. He's gonna come back, y'all. And when he does, there we go. Boom.
Yeah.
You have invited the whole. Go ahead.
You've invited the entire thing, and so you can't. A spirit is a spirit.
The spirit of the. There you go. It's the spirit of the
spirit of a thing. So you can't say, "Oh, nah, I don't do
I'm not with this
the girl on girl thing."
Stuff. Right.
Okay, but when Drake say it, oh yeah, that's dope. No, you open up the door for the whole thing to come in. Let me tell you about spirits. They don't come alone.
No, they do not.
They don't come alone. So these are things that and back in 1974, if you were, and this is documented, if you were if you were thinking about being with same sex, whatever, they considered you insane.
Yes.
They had you medically diagnosed as you have lost your mind.
Insanity.
Insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so but now now it's a fad. It was a young lady. I went to LA last week to shoot a tour, and it was a great experience. And one young lady said, "Man, no one's buying me no Pride gear." And I said, "Oh, you wear Pride gear?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Are you gay?" She goes, "Yeah." That wasn't even, ma'am. It's a fad. There's so many fads out here right now.
I'm in alive.
It's so many fads right now.
Yes.
And I think that these kids are easily influenced.
Who's here for me? Hi, how are you?
I need to look to see if your breaker's
off. Okay, yeah, come on in.
All right.
Okay, go.
Good? Okay,
Good.
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
all good.
you talk.
We home. Yeah, and so they're easily influenced, and a lot of it has to do with the access that they have now as kids. We never had any cell phones when we were 11 and 8 and 9 years old and all this other stuff. These kids have access to everything. You good? Okay. Yeah. These kids have
an air conditioner.
Oh,
the air.
Praise
so,
the Lord.
Yeah. Thank the Lord. I can, possibly not have to feel like I'm gonna stop, drop, and roll. Go ahead.
And you know what else we do? We another thing that doesn't help these kids is us parents. We parent out of guilt.
Oh, come on.
We parent out of guilt. We parent because we parent out of guilt based on how we ended that relationship with their mama.
Yep.
Okay, how that thing happened. And so now at 8 years old, you have an iPhone 13.
That's stupid.
It's the dumbest thing ever. At 10
ridiculous.
years old, we getting you every pair of Jordans, every pair of MC, all this other stuff, and it's out of guilt.
And here's the thing. What are we training if we're doing that? Because if we're talking about growing boys into men, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are we training? We're training a man that believes that I am owed something even if I don't earn it.
You know, that's everything.
I am entitled. Now, let me say this, because I believe in entitlement. But entitlement is a result of a return on investment. Entitlement is a result of what you contribute.
What you put in, exactly.
You cannot have entitlement without contribution.
At all.
And so when we do these things, we're teaching them that you don't have to contribute anything. Because, see, there's a difference between how the Father relates to us and how we must relate in the earth. Because there's something that has to be given and something that has to be taken.
Yes.
There's a transaction.
There's an exchange.
And when that transaction or that exchange is not properly done, somebody got robbed. Somebody
got robbed. And what we're doing is we're planning the robbery.
We're planning the robbery.
We're planning the robbery with our own children.
I'm gonna tell you something. When I married the first person I married, in my head, I'm sitting there like, once I started processing through stuff, I was like, how the hell did they let me marry this guy?
Right. Where was my help?
Right.
Where were my people at?
Who told them allowed this? I'm telling you right now, there were times when my children had, girls around here or whatever. Blessings to those who are on. And if I felt like that wasn't gonna happen right. I tell a baby, run. This nigga ain't right.
He ain't worth it.
Listen, he's not ready. He's an amazing guy. It's some amazing stuff in him, but it ain't formed yet.
It ain't formed yet. Listen, I teach, if he didn't go to your daddy, he a con.
Say it again.
If he didn't go to your daddy, he's a con.
Period.
He's a con. I don't believe in if your father is alive, or if there is a man in your life that holds that position.
Yes.
Okay, to where I'm gonna watch over you. If any joker wants to take you away, okay,
that's J-O-K-A.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's J-O-K. Want to take you away without going through the front door?
He's a robber. The Bible says if a man come up any other way, he got to come at the door.
Got to come to the front door.
If he comes up from any other way, he's a thief and a robber.
And let me tell you something. As a father, I don't believe that you are not. Let me tell you about Reuben.
Come on, talk, Reuben.
Any man that doesn't ask me,
yes,
to take the responsibility of our daughters away from me, I'm not coming to no wedding.
Listen, sir,
I'm not coming to no wedding.
I feel the same way about the boys. Because there's something that a mother sees. See, we gotta look at the dynamic there.
Okay.
The father is vetting the man.
Right.
But the mother is vetting the girl.
Absolutely.
For real.
Is she a wife yet?
Is she a wife? Is she even that kind of material?
Right. And
does
mothers
she
know.
fit your purpose? Because if your purpose is screwing right now, sure, she's fitting your purpose.
Oh, 100%.
But when you get out of the bed
now
and
what?
You got to live every day.
Yes.
Is this going to block your purpose or bless your purpose?
Wow.
Is this going to push you or hold you?
Or hold you. Yeah.
What is this about to do? But see, people don't think about these things. So such a power in the statement that you made about the father, because I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. He had me get on this post. He typed my name. He told me, you didn't answer my thing. I didn't even He like, come help me. I didn't even see it. But the truth of the matter is that people do not understand the roles.
Right.
You know, things are so out of alignment.
They are.
That it's so many different things that the father has had to do to, you know, to try to help us as women to be where we need to be. But the man, his role and his responsibility is crucial.
It's very, very crucial, and and it's needed. It's you know, we as men, we don't have the luxury of saying, I don't know.
Listen,
I'm not around. I you know, no, there are, listen, and the thing about it is that if you surround yourself around people with wisdom,
there it is.
Wisdom is one of the.
That's it. He owns something here. He owns something. We're gonna wait on him to come back. And while he's coming back in, if you guys have questions or comments, in about 5 minutes, you can feel free to come on in the room. There he is.
There you go. Yeah. Wisdom is one of the most absent things.
It is.
Not knowledge. Wisdom.
No, wisdom. Because you can know something but not know what to do with it.
And let me tell you something. Wisdom violated is chaos created.
Ooh, say it again. Somebody type that in the room.
Wisdom
violated
is chaos created. The moment that we violate wisdom, the moment that we ignore, become ignorant or become ignorant.
There's a difference. Ignorant.
Okay, ignorant. Okay, ignorant is I don't know. Ignorant is I hear you, but I don't want to know.
I see it, but I'm ignoring it.
Exactly.
I'm acting like I don't see it.
Right. And so, you know, wisdom violated is chaos created, and you have no other resolve.
Type that in the room. Wisdom violated is chaos created.
Yeah,
y'all participate now because you're gonna need this.
you have no other resolve, okay, but to end up. And my mom told me, listen, you go this way, either it's gonna be prison or jail.
It's an end up. You gonna end up
or the cemetery. It's one of the two. Period. It's one of the two. And so, you know, there is it's a statistic out right now. They are building prisons for our grandchildren.
Period. They already have a system
already in place for our grandchildren.
Already in place. Yes.
For the children ain't born yet.
They're not even born yet, and they have a place that they want to put them
because they know
a money system. It's a money system.
They know that fathers are going to. They know that women are going to have babies from men they know they aren't going to marry anyway.
Come on now. Hold on. Not only that, they have created this dynamic.
Yes, they have.
Okay. Where women don't respect men.
Right.
Okay. Where the woman almost becomes the man. You know, we growing up, we heard different people saying, "Oh, happy Father's Day to women." Can I tell you something, ma'am? You are not the father.
That's crazy. That's
Maury
crazy.
Kovic, you're not the father.
There's nothing
in the Maury Kovic. You are not the father
at all. You're not the father.
And we shouldn't even be pushing that because that pushes right into that same agenda.
Isn't that crazy? Listen.
So from feminism to LGBTQ. That's the transition.
Right.
It started out as families being families.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You throw the money in there, tell the woman you can live without the man.
Right.
Right? Now we got this cycle of you living without the man, having children without, you know, people you're gonna be connected to.
Right.
Children not, you know, not getting what they need. Now we got a system that says, I'll be the daddy. and then I'll make you think that you're the daddy.
There is a law that's about to be passed saying that women can now collect child support while they are pregnant.
Wow.
While they, I don't need no blood sample. I don't need no DNA. All I need you to be is pregnant and,
see your
point to where the daddy at.
Yeah, listen. Demita has a question.
Hey, baby. What's her question?
She said, so where should a young man begin when it pertains to becoming a man?
Where should a young man begin?
Yeah, where should he begin?
Well.
I'll read the second question too, because they kind of go together. Because I think she wanted to merge these. How do we begin to prepare our sons, young men, and even some grown men, how to become a man?
Well, the first thing I believe is we have to recognize
while pregnant. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we have to recognize. I think a lot of, and a lot of it has to do with women, because a lot of women don't even know how to recognize a man. They don't, because they never had a man in their life.
Oh my.
Okay, so what happened? Because here's the deal. Let's make it. A woman has 100% say on if she's going to have a child or not. 100%. 100%. So when you get pregnant by a man or by a male, who you know is not a man, how you get pregnant by somebody living with their mama?
How do you do that?
How do you get pregnant?
He like that. He was like,
yeah, like that. Yeah, somebody try to call. How do you get pregnant by someone who doesn't have a job, who isn't working? How do you get pregnant by someone who is home? I mean, who doesn't have the things necessary to take care of you, let alone a child?
Wait, how do you connect yourself to somebody that doesn't have the wherewithal to take care of themselves?
They can't even take care of you, sir. You're not working.
It goes back to that.
It goes all the way
care of yourself. Because you said that at the beginning. This is what the stress is. This is where the burden, there you go. Somebody said it, lust. This is where the burden comes from, because I have not even been true to me yet.
Right.
It's something that he said to me earlier. He was talking about the frustration. He said why they're frustrated is because they're not true to form, and therefore they're untrue to function.
Right. There you go.
You get that?
There you go.
They are not true to form, because what were they made? They were made in the likeness
and image.
They were not. They're not true to form, and they are untrue to their function. So because they're functioning outside of the realms of how they're supposed to be functioning, and it leads right to what this listener said, lust. Because the man, we're gonna take it back to him for a minute, because we recognize that the woman doesn't have a clue. But the reason why she doesn't have a clue is because she doesn't have a father.
Right.
And she doesn't have a father figure. So it still goes back to
the man. My two daughters, one of the worst, because I was married previously, and one of the worst things I ever did, I got married way too young. Okay. Didn't know who I was becoming. I didn't know where I wanted to go. Okay. I knew where I was, but didn't know where I wanted to go. And so the worst thing I think I ever did was actually not divorce their mother, but leave the vicinity of where my girls were, because I can see, I seen the difference that it took. Are you there? Are you there, sis? Okay. And what happened was I seen the difference of the toll it took on me not being around. And so I'm gonna talk to the ones that are there. I believe she'll come back on. Kristal come back on. But it takes a toll. And so as a man, like I said about the laws and everything, it was things that happened that I didn't agree upon, but I had to make different. I had to make different moves. Okay, I had to make different moves in my life, and it took a while for me to get back on my feet. But when I did, my daughters right now will tell you, there's nothing, even when I went to jail a few times, when I was homeless and blah blah blah, my daughters never called me and needed me for something and it wasn't provided. And a lot of things, and I'm gonna tell you why, because even in my homelessness, even in my the state that with no job, no place to live, no whatever, I still had a will. And I think that a lot of men have lost the will. A lot of males have lost their will to be a man. They've lost the will. You know what? I got child support. I got these bills. I got this. I got that. And so they said, man, forget it. And when you lose the will to become a man, then the alternative is you just stay a male. You just stay average. Okay, a cub is not supposed to be a cub for 10, 12, 13 years. A cub at some point has to become a lion. You have to become a gorilla. There's no such thing as you being a child. And the problem that we have is that we have a lot of 45-year-old grown kids, 50-year-old grown kids. And so at the end of the day, I truly believe that there you go.
Well, that devil's like, if y'all don't shut this nonsense,
if y'all don't shut this thing down, talking about
Satan said, shut up.
What is going on? The devil mad. We all right?
Yeah, he mad, but we glad about it.
He's still acting up.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. We're gonna get through here tonight, regardless. This is when you know. See, this is when you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is, you know, something is up. When all of these distractions come up, you know something is up. You like,
you know what it is. You know this. You know what it is. I'm not even mad. I'm happy. I'm not even mad.
It's a dead giveaway.
Yeah,
we going somewhere with this. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So I said earlier, I think that a lot of men, even in my homelessness, when I was kicked out, went to jail a few times, I still had a will.
There you go.
To become a man.
There you go.
Okay, and I think that the problem is, I said earlier, that a lot of males have lost the will.
Their will has
become better. Broken. Yeah, their will has been broken. It's been and it doesn't help. Okay, when it doesn't help when you have a young mother as well, not really knowing how to turn. The Bible says that the hearts of the son will be turned to their fathers. You know what I'm saying? And so what we do is, as we get angry, we start talking crazy about this and that, and not crazy. And not working on ourselves as men. As men. So what I decided, I said, I got to go into the military, because I can't be having babies. I can't do that. And so a lot of us are frightened. We're scared to take certain steps. We say we're gonna do this and don't do it. You know. So then we have a son who says, well, if my dad can change his mind or lie, or not move forward, then so can I. And so a lot of things, listen, these kids rarely do what you say, but they will do what you do.
They will do exactly what you do.
They will do what you do. So
and then that's where the frustration, that's another frustration, because they're doing what you're doing. Listen. And you're frustrated because you think they should be doing what you're saying.
Yes.
But they're actually mimicking what you're doing. Even when they don't even, it's crazy because they don't have to really have understanding of it. It's a spirit of a thing. And that's what people don't understand. It's the spirit of the doing that's penetrating their being, and that's what they're becoming.
The Bible says in one translation says, parents, do not exacerbate your kids. What does that mean? That means
don't provoke your children.
Don't provoke. Listen, and not only that, one translation said, don't do something and tell them not to do what you're doing.
Hello.
Don't be a hypocrite. Miles Monroe said, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Absolutely. Don't be a hypocrite.
That's right.
One of the main frustrations about parenting and with this children parent thing is that we're telling them not to smoke while we have a cigarette in our hand.
Right.
Y'all shouldn't do this. Don't. I mean, and it's like, and the question is real. How can you tell me not to do something that you're doing?
Or that you did.
And
you did not share with me your process or any of that. That was taboo. You didn't share with me your process because you want to look good. So instead of sharing me your process to prevent me, I have a big thing about that. I told my children just flat out, all of the areas where I missed it, where the bridge was out.
Mm-hmm.
I laid it all out there.
Yes.
You hear me? And some people are like, why, how did you? Because I need them to know where the bridge is out.
Yes.
I can't afford for, you know, the Bible talks about that there is a situation that comes that knocks at the door. It didn't say that there's a family curse. It said that this same spirit is going to come and knock at the door, right? But when the knock comes, they need to know what to do. They need to know how to respond. But if you don't prepare me for the knock, then what am I going to do? The same thing you did. I'm going to open the door.
Yes.
I'm going to open the door.
Yes.
If I don't have an understanding of what legacy is. We talking about boys now.
Yeah. Right.
I don't have an understanding of what legacy is. If I don't even have an understanding of the value of my seed. You understand what I'm saying?
That's big.
Then how can I not water the whole earth
with
my seed and be under the bondage of child support and all these other things and not be able to function and have freedom because I brought my own chains.
Wow.
And threw the key into the ocean.
Right.
Yeah. I put the chains on myself.
Right.
Locked them and threw the key in the river.
Right.
Who's got a key for this?
Yeah, there's a lot of self-sabotaging going on.
And
we like to you know, us as black men, we do this thing real good called the blame game.
Oh, I'm so glad you went there because I think that I was just thinking about that.
I'm gonna tell you, you know, we play the blame game all the way up until 50 and 50. Listen, okay, your dad left when you was 3. You didn't even know him. So at one point, yes, there is a grace, like I said, that will that comes back. It's too many amazing stories of men who had nothing,
who had zero,
no mama, no daddy, no nothing, but in the streets or at 11 foster care shelters or whatever like that. Who they had a will to not be. There's an old story of a guy who said, you know, 2 brothers said, man, you know, one was a drunk and one went on to be, you know, an amazing Harvard scholar. And they said, you know, y'all both got the same dad. It's like, you know, what's wrong with you, man? I turned out this way. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a drunk because my dad was a drunk. And the other one said, well, how do you become a doctor? Man, I became a doctor because my dad was a drunk.
Come on. It's all about perspective.
All about perspective.
All about perspective.
And so you had one son who blamed his dad. They both blamed him. They said, I'm successful because he was a drunk. One said, I'm a drunk because he was a drunk. And so it's all about, what do you want to be as a man?
Listen.
Where do you know, you can use this excuse. We all got issues. Let's stop. You know, everybody's daddy in the 70s, 60s was a Rolling Stone.
Come on.
But what are you going to do about that? Do you want to get better?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have a wife right now. I have a wife, and I as a man, I did a post. I said, listen, I said the man provides. I said, and the wife contributes.
Yes.
Y'all are sleeping with jokers who want you to provide, and they want to contribute.
And don't come on now.
No, we don't contribute. We provide.
There you go.
And this is the role thing you was talking about. Men provide, wives contribute. They're the help.
We got leaders teaching people that they need to be in relationships where it's 50-50. And I'm like, where's this foolishness coming from?
Wow.
Where's that in the Bible? Are you preaching out the same Bible that I'm reading? Because that's not what that says. And see, this
50-50.
This is where these frustrations come from, because you got these people that are supposed to be in leadership positions, exemplifying. So let's talk about single pastors for a minute, because this is touchy. I'm about to get real serious.
Oh, you about to go?
We got to go hard. We got to go hard. Or we're going to just have to go home, because this is a reality. It's okay to be single in a season, but I think seasons are important.
Yes.
Understanding seasons is important, okay? But I believe that a lot of these people, these jokers that's all off into their 40s, 50s, 60s and stuff, there's something else with you.
Either you're gay or you are a whore.
Whoremonger.
Listen, this is not even, this is not conjecture. This is reality. It's reality, okay? Now,
y'all get y'all pastors in here too. I want to call the single pastors. Go ahead and call them. Because we're going to tell y'all what it is. We're not going to play with you. This is what it is. That's why your marriage is broken.
Yeah.
This is why your marriage is broken.
Yeah.
This is why you and your wife arguing, because you're sitting up under leadership that's a whoremonger or they're gay. And so they cannot feed you what your marriage needs. Go ahead.
It trickles down.
It's a parenting thing, right?
As the head goes, so does the body.
Oh, okay.
So I won't name any names, but I okay, because I
won't name any names.
Okay. There was an amazing move of God in Tampa, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
These two pastors got divorced,
yes.
and I can tell you 12 marriages within 5 years that went down the drain.
Yeah.
It went down the drain because you know, if you are a pastor now, cool. If you want to be a pastor and you doing it, okay, that's fine. But you can only go
so far.
You only go but so far because I'm not bringing my wife, my fine wife, into a single, a single pastor's church. He was the whole wife too.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense to me.
How are you going to lead a family if you don't have a family?
If you don't have one. If you don't have one, you can't do that. And so this is my opinion. My opinion is if you are 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, what are you doing without a wife?
Yeah.
What are you doing without a wife?
Let's talk about this too, because when we look into that dynamic,
okay,
when you look statistically at the women in that church, a lot of them are single.
Yeah. Oh, please.
A lot of them are single. And why? Why?
Because they want to marry the pastor.
Okay.
They all
want to marry the pastor.
They all want to marry the pastor. And let me tell you something. Look at any single man's, a single pastor's church. It's made up of 80 to 90% women.
It is. And why?
Period. Why? Because they all feel like they got an equal shot.
Absolutely.
And what's happening and this is why this is why you have pastors having babies, ain't nobody married, and then some. And so this now, listen, let me tell you something. Game recognized game.
Period.
This is not hard, okay?
It's not hard.
Listen, you're well-to-do. You know what I'm saying? You're handsome. You dress well. You got your
pimp.
5 cars.
You're a pimp.
What else you doing? What are you really doing?
You're a pimp.
You can't talk to me about no family.
And you can't talk to me about no emotions, and you manipulate the emotions of females. And understand, there were women that promoted financially the ministry of the Mashiach. So we're not just dealing with, but y'all are manipulating these women.
They are.
Financially. And they're falling out with their husbands at home.
Yes.
Because of your manipulation. And this is why. So if you want your church to be a family church, because I hear a lot of these people talking about family church, but they don't have no family, then you need to get you a family.
You got to get
you need to exemplify the family dynamic in front of people.
Yes. And not just that, because a lot of these pastors don't even love the wife they got. A lot of these pastors right now don't even love the wife that they have. So not only just going to a church where the man, has a wife, but going to a church, join a ministry where the man adores his wife and don't want nothing to do with no other woman. Because I'm telling you right now, that's another hunting ground is the church. Matter of fact, the church is probably the number 1 hunting ground in the black community. To be honest, if you really want to be, if you want to keep it a buck, so, well, I'll say the building, that certain buildings, and so when you get into that, find a seasoned couple who they I don't want to go to no church where the pastor don't want to kiss his wife.
What kind of foolishness is that?
I'm not going.
But what are
you can't kiss your wife. Y'all been married for 15, 20 years. You can't kiss her. You can't kiss her.
You can't kiss her in public.
No, the reason why because the one in front row.
You got other things going on in the sanctuary.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all it is. And so you have to watch those things. You have to watch those things. I mean, from the gate. Okay. From the gate. I don't
care how good people talk. Now, here's the thing: you can be a traveling evangelist, or you like and be single.
Oh yeah,
all day,
all your life.
You can be a traveling prophet for the rest of your life.
Rest of your life.
You could be an apostle, a traveling apostle, and be. But you talking about pastoring somebody?
Pastoring?
No.
Nah, that's a whole nother animal right there. You have families in your grip. And when we can see, listen, when a man can see another man, or when a man, if I'm aspiring to be the man that God has called me to be, when I can sit up under someone, and that's another problem. We don't want to submit to nobody. Another reason why males don't become men is because we don't want to submit to authority. Now we want our woman to submit to us.
Come on
but
now.
We don't want to submit to nobody. It's the worst thing in the world. And I need the pastor to have a pastor.
Right.
I need
some
my
form
pastor,
of leadership, some kind of connection that you can get to, something that you're aware of, or something. You know,
if I gotta come to your conference, you gotta go to somebody else's conference.
What's your network? Who's in your network?
Who's your bloodline?
Who's your bloodline?
Where's your bloodline at? I need to know what's, because listen, there's nothing worse than a man that has no one to be accountable to. When you find a pastor counseling themselves,
you know what's even worse? You know what's even worse? We talking about becoming the power of becoming a man tonight, y'all. What's even worse is people that have leaders and their leaders aren't correcting them.
That's because their leaders are doing the same thing.
They're doing the same thing. Right. We're gonna divert for 1 second, but we coming right back.
We're gonna
let y'all breathe for about this long, okay? I'm gonna let you breathe for just a minute, because I want my brother to tell y'all a little bit about himself, what he's got going on. Okay. He's an amazing photographer. He's a photographer to the stars, you know, and to major personalities. And so I want him to share with you some of the things that he has going on. And I feel air. I think I feel air conditioning.
That's the Lord. That's the breath of God. That's the breath of God. The wind of God. That's the wind of God.
I've been saying blow, winds blow all day. Right. I want him to share some of these things that he has going on and where he'll be. I know the icy spot. I don't know if you guys have started it up or not, but I want you to tell people where you are and what you're doing.
So I am the CEO, founder of Reuben Chandler Photography LLC. Yes. We are in Vegas, Atlanta, Georgia, and Florida, and we have sprinkled over into Puerto Rico and things of that nature. But I do travel a lot. I do have I'm so honored to have an amazing photography business. God has blessed me immensely. If I prayed about it, I couldn't pray the prayer that's going on in my life right now when it comes to photography. I thank God for that. And we do have an Italian ice business in Atlanta. It's called Brooklyn Ice. In here in Florida, it's the icy. It's the icy spot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Oh, it's the icy spot. My wife is, that's my manager. Big ups to Reese. Big ups to my brother Reese Chandler, who today, I believe yesterday we passed our inspection on our storefront.
Yes.
The icy spot is in fact, we're actually gonna bring the icy spot to Atlanta.
Okay.
We're gonna he's doing an amazing thing. And so the ice spot is an Italian ice company. A lot of people don't know about it, kind of do know about the shaved ice with the syrup on it. No.
Oh, yeah.
We have the best Italian ice. And so we go back and forth to Atlanta. If you had it, it's awesome. And so we have gotten our store front. My brother opened the store.
Yeah.
And we've been cooking all day. All day with the ice. And so yes, God has absolutely blessed the business.
So
and
Florida,
for sure.
Atlanta.
Yes.
So are the icy spot or any of the Italian ices, are they in all three spots?
No. So the ice spot is we have our trucks and our storefront in Jacksonville, and then we do
Florida. So if you're in that area,
with Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
Okay. And we're looking to expand into Atlanta. We do a lot of events in Atlanta. We do a lot of schools. It's like that. We were in Vegas as well, and but we are going to look forward to opening up a storefront in Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So if you guys are in Jacksonville, Florida, or the Atlanta area, you're gonna be wanting to watch his page, because he does often put up "We're coming to," even when it comes to photography. He will let you know where they're coming to.
Yes.
And that's going to be important for you if you want to connect, if you want to identify what's going on with the photography. You might need photos taken. A lot of leaders watch the broadcast, even in clandestine, even secretly. So y'all need to hook up with
Clandestine.
My brother.
I like that word.
Yeah, clandestine.
Yeah.
Undercover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They're not gonna come on the live and say, "Hey, Apostle." They're not gonna leave it in the background. Watching everything, trying to write notes and stuff. It's cool. I appreciate that.
Right.
They say that flattery is the what they say. The imitation.
Flattery is the highest form of imitation highest form of flattery. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Anywho, you need to find out where he is because this is important. And one of the reasons why I want to bring that up too was because y'all see I got red photography down here, right? That's what it used to be called.
Yes, it used to be called red photography. For years, all I ever did was my kids were my practice.
Yes.
So
they were your models.
They were my models. Okay, so all I did was take photos of my kids and REDD, which is Reuben, Elijah, Daja, and Deja.
Yes.
Those are our kids, and so I said red photography, and then when they became grown and they out there
on their own, it became Reuben Chandler Photography.
I'm done. They gone.
Okay, so what we're looking at right here is the becoming, right?
Yes.
It's a transition.
Yes.
And this is what we were talking about.
Yes.
Who you are today, you've got to continue to flourish. You've got to continue to evolve because we're on this journey of purpose.
Yes.
So you never fulfill purpose. You don't never hit the spot while you're alive.
It's the journey.
It's a journey. The life is about the journey. And so it's three people that came up to me when I thought about three men that came up to me when I was thinking about the journey. Methuselah was one of them.
Uh-oh.
Because his name discusses, the fact that the flood is coming when I leave, right? He finished his course. He was the oldest man.
How old was he? 800 and what?
969.
969.
He was the oldest man.
God Almighty.
Okay. And then who else came up was the Mashiach, who declared, I'm a finisher.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
The finish happens at the end.
Right.
But the rest of this is a journey. And then Paul came up and he said, I fought a good fight. I finished my course.
Yeah.
So there's a course.
There's a course. There is a course.
There's a goal. There's a finish line. And we're constantly on our way to this finish. So as a man, the power of becoming a man is first being on the course.
Being on the course. And there are no side streets on courses.
There are no side streets. Come on, talk
when
about
you if you look at any course, there are no side.
There are no side streets.
There are no side streets on any courses. If you look at any course, golf course, any type of course, you cannot go. You cannot get on an off ramp.
No.
Okay, and go a quick way. There's a course, and it's there for a reason.
You get on the basketball course.
Say again.
Basketball course.
Period. Anything that has a course, it was intentionally dug out, trenched out, intentionally designed.
Yes.
And so when you are on course to do something, when I was in the military, there was a course I had to do in order to make grade rank.
Come on.
Okay. And so for me to come to E1 to E2 to E3, E4, second, there are courses that you have to, when you're in college, if you don't pass that course,
you remain.
You don't move forward.
You wasted money, as a matter of fact, because you got to take it again.
Is what you did. And
you got to apply yourself in the course.
Right. And so what we want to do as men, if you want to become a man, you have to route that course.
So this goes back to the question that your wife asked. This goes back to the question, how do we prepare? We have to identify the courses. We have to identify, and give these courses, these parameters, because a course is simply a parameter. The course is simply boundaries.
Right.
And I understand that there are blessings and boundaries. A lot of people don't want the boundaries because they don't want the discipline.
That's what. Oh, please, discipline. That's like a cuss word to us.
It's a cuss word.
You got. Listen, you don't wake up one day and have muscles all over the place.
No, sir.
There is a discipline that with eating, with getting up every day, hitting that gym. There is a discipline that you need. Okay, that a lot of people don't listen. They'll run from it. No, I don't want to do it. And you'll never be what you see.
You'll never be what you said you wanted to be.
You're not going to get.
You look at that and say, "I want to be that."
Right.
I wish I could. You don't have to wish you could be something. That all you have to do is discipline
yourself to be that.
Development is a result of discipline.
Yes. It really is.
You can see something and say, that's what I want. But if you're not willing to be developed
Right.
and go through that disciplinary process, you're never
going to get there. You're not going to get there. And that's why we have 50-year-old children.
Oh my God.
46-year-old little boys. The Bible, listen, if you don't put away childish things, because they don't go away.
They don't go away. They don't die. You don't grow out of childish.
You don't. This is why, as a 45-year-old man, if I turn on the TV and I see an old Transformers cartoon, I'm like, yo, because there's that child that, man, when I was a child, and so if you don't put away childish things, they don't go nowhere.
They don't.
So you keep making the same mistakes. You keep doing it. You keep doing the same old thing. Listen, let me tell you something. I understand why, when we hear a lot of these pastors doing the same thing, getting caught in the same scandal, you know what? I get it. They didn't put away childish things.
They did not. They did not become a man.
No.
They are still boys that are not developed. It's an arrested development.
It's still boys.
When people have had any form of trauma, they are literally functioning from that age where they were traumatized.
Yes.
Now that's serious, because a lot of people really think about that because you're thinking, oh, I'm grown now. But if you don't address the trauma, whatever, if they touched you at 12, you're still 12.
You're still 12. But let me tell you something. Nobody can keep me accountable. And I really mean this, man. Like, I have brothers who are, my oldest brother, man, Reese Chandler he's my hero. He really is. Let me tell you something though. That woman, your sister?
Yes. Yes.
If y'all want to know, is an old saying that says, you want to know what kind of man you are? Ask your wife.
Ask your wife.
You want to know what kind of father you are?
Ask your kids.
Ask your kids. My wife holds me accountable when I really don't. I'm like, listen, man, come on.
Listen.
Reuben, why are you doing this? I don't know. And so you have to have, if you don't have someone that's going to grow you up.
Come on.
That's going to help you. Okay, listen.
That's what it is. Help me, right?
Help me.
A suitable partner.
My wife, listen, you know your sister.
Yes,
you know her. Tell me off, and now let's go eat. Let's go where we eating at. But get me together. If you don't have that, you're done.
You're done.
If you don't, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about if you're married. If you're married,
yes.
My wife don't condone my foolishness. She don't condone me.
No.
My dumb mistakes, my bad decisions. She don't condone that.
No.
And so if you have someone that's going to condone the foolishness, even as a man, you're not going to be a better. Listen, bad boys become bad men.
Come on.
Spoiled.
I type that. Type that in the chat. Bad boys become
bad men. Spoiled boys become spoiled men.
Spoiled
lazy boys become lazy men.
Listen.
Cheating boys become cheating men, and so forth and so on.
Whiny
Working boys become
whiny men.
Period.
All of that.
Okay, so when you're a working man, when you're a working boy, you become a working man.
Come on now.
When you're a trusting boy, and so that's what I'm saying. So all these things and this is why you said earlier, it starts in the home.
It starts in the home.
Let me tell you something. Our son, because my wife calls my kids her kids, and they call her mommy. Okay, right. So our son had to come live with us for his senior year, and he ran into a brick wall because he thought that his daddy,
look at this,
and his stepmom was his mom. He was the only male over in the house over there. He had 2 sisters and his mom, and he, he's running the show. And then he came to a man.
It's a whole nother story.
Whole nother ball game, homeboy.
Look what Thomas Jones put in the room. That's
old dirty men. Old dirty men with old dirty boys.
Young dirty boys.
With old dirty boys.
Yeah.
And it's that old adage, the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
It doesn't.
Okay. But going back, my son ran into a man.
Come on now.
And he found out, man, I really so when a man says something, you do it right after I finish the sentence.
Absolutely.
When I said take out the trash,
period.
when I'm done with that sentence, you need to be. And so I realized, man, my absence has bred this.
Yes.
Because a mother is always gonna be that they're gonna spoil that boy. But a father
almost always.
Almost always. I'll say
always.
because you got the mothers that they don't play the radio.
I don't have no
okay,
time.
I get that, right?
My grandsons.
Right. Okay. So the majority, I'll say almost always. I'll say the majority. I will say the majority. Okay, from my experience. Okay, my experience. And so what happens is when we as fathers, listen, the relationship may not work, but your fatherhood should still be intact.
Absolutely,
it should still be intact. And so what happened was he didn't know how to handle a man because he was always the boy acting like the man. Acting like the man. And so what happened was he literally was like, I can't deal with that. And so we have to, as men, don't put our sons in the position to be in a shock factor.
Right.
Like your son should always.
I didn't know it was like that.
I didn't know it was like that.
My mom, they've been the man of the house.
Yeah. No, listen, my parents got divorced when I was 3.
Yeah.
But I always knew I don't play with my daddy. My dad exemplified a man to me.
Yes.
I will throw you out this window the next time you suck your teeth. Suck your teeth again. And see what happens.
Do it again.
But now what happens is the court system has said,
yep. Oh, that's abuse.
You can't touch them kids.
Oh, that's abuse.
How you gonna divorce me? How you my child? And now at the age of 12, you can divorce your parents.
How? Because there's a system in place already that wants to collect from them. It's already money on their head. So the system
already, the bounty is out.
The bounty is out.
And so what they said, it's challenging. It's more challenging now to become a man than it ever has been.
Yeah.
Because we can't make the week. I was brought up where you gonna get your switch, and I'm gonna tell you what. Now it's like
I'm still in that day and age. I don't care.
Oh no, yeah, no. See now. Let me tell you about the real men. Yeah. The real men don't care about jail.
No.
We got bail money.
Hello. Okay. Whoa. Let's go there for a minute because we talking about becoming a man, right?
Yeah.
So before I even start going in all these other directions, I need to make sure I got bail.
I got to make sure I got bail.
I need to make sure that me becoming a man authentically,
right,
when it's impeded, I can do something about that.
Yes, I can do. I can do. My actions.
I can talk back to systems.
Yes. How you?
Okay.
Come on, sis. Because money talk. Everything else take the train. Okay. So my wife know where the money at. She know where the guns is at. She know where the stash is at. That's all I need to know. Come get me, and she's done it before. Hello. She's gotten me out of jail before. So this ain't nothing new to us. So my thing is I'm not begging what I created. We're not doing that.
The air conditioner guy is talking to me while you're talking. Oh, he's frozen again. Powerful. He'll be back. There we go. Boom.
There you go. Men don't beg what they created.
Okay, that you on target. You on target. We didn't even have a conversation, and you're on target because there's something that he said to me earlier. He said the man doesn't just pay the way, because see, a lot of men think that it's about paying. If I could pay my way, I'm a man. No. He said men don't just pay the way; they pave the way.
They pave the way. That's right.
Right. Okay. So then there's a responsibility for awareness. These are things that define the man. But the thing that you just said, say it again.
I'm not bowing down to nothing I created.
Okay, so that also goes back to the whole respect factor.
Yes.
And the whole fact that you're exemplifying something that you have every right to have an expectation.
Right.
To get it in return, whether it's in a wife, whether it's in your children, wherever it is.
Right.
You have a right to get it back. You can get a return on that investment because you've made an investment.
God doesn't bow down to us.
No, he does not.
He created us.
That's right.
Okay, and so my thing is, unfortunately, this day and age, what we got to do is see now, because right now I know Reuben. I'm not I'm not the passive guy.
Come on.
So my thing is, I'm gonna get the respect if it means in your absence.
That's right.
Or if it means in your agreement. One of the two is gonna happen.
Say it again.
Either it's gonna be in your absence or in your agreement.
Come on now.
Okay, either you're gonna stay here and you're gonna agree to respect me, or you're gonna leave.
Get out of here. You're gonna get out of here.
And I'll give my respect that way. It's gonna be one of the two. And so we have to hold on to that whole position, because a lot of us relinquish our manhood to our kids.
Oh, come on now.
We okay, well, you know, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna get out. You're gonna get out of who they say. If they won't respect you, they're wild out everywhere. And they get them in the system.
And get them in the system to get the bounty. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a really thin line.
It is.
You must understand that if you're not training them, then
they're training you.
and you're preparing them for this system.
Yeah.
It already has a bounty on there.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something too. The sad thing about it is that kids don't know what's around the corner.
They don't, because they're children.
They're children. So these young men, when you know, when we say, hey, listen, Jay-Z said something. Prophet Jay-Z said something. He said, I sold the drugs and got away with it so that you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So we've done things as parents. Y'all don't want to do that.
You don't have to.
You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? There comes a time though in parenting where you go from requesting to suggesting.
Absolutely.
You know, and
powerful.
I'm at the point right now where I just suggest. Now y'all are grown.
Yeah.
You know, y'all, but I suggest you do X, Y, and Z. And so But on the flip side to this, you know what? Being a man is a great thing.
It is.
It's
powerful. That's why I said the power of becoming, because there is power in being a man.
Yeah, and it's necessary.
Let's talk about the power of it though, because I think when people don't understand the value of something,
yes,
they often don't really identify with why they should be that.
Yes.
You know, and the subtitle was, what's the alternative? Well, we talked about the alternative, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
But what is the power in this thing?
Man, the power of being a man. It's you walk different.
Oh, come on.
You know what I'm saying? You talk, you smell different.
That's it.
You start doing, you know, I was when I was on this trip, I was these young little athletes who were like, yeah, Mr. Chandler, you know, man, let's do a handshake challenge. I said, man, I can't do that with y'all. Why not? Y'all don't have man strength.
Come on now.
Y'all don't have, I mean, y'all are athletes, but y'all are 18 years old. I'm 45. Right. Okay. Right. And so there's a strength and then there's a man strength.
Come on now.
Okay. And so becoming a man is a responsibility.
Ooh-wee.
That's awesome. And when you're doing it right, no one has to pat you on the shoulder.
Nobody.
Okay. Men don't get cookies for doing what men are supposed to do. Ooh. You don't get, and part of our problem is we want someone, you're doing really well. Well, I'm a man. It's almost like giving a car a pat on the back for driving.
Right.
That's what cars do.
You drink that gas really well.
You know, come on. You heard of it? You know what I'm saying? So no. So
to be laughing at me.
Listen, I don't want a pat on the back because I pay the bills in the house.
No. Listen, here's the truth. Anything, this is another separation of what really makes a man powerful. Because there are things that you're going to do regardless of whether you're with somebody or not.
Period. I had my own place before I got married.
But what can you do that isn't just for you?
Wow.
What environment can you create that's not just about you?
Men become others-minded.
Come on, somebody.
Others-minded. So when I went to the mall today, I went there and
did you buy the perfume?
Baby, did you get a bottle of perfume today?
3.
What'd she say? 3.
Oh, come on, somebody.
She got 3. Listen.
Breakthrough.
It makes me feel good because when listen, let me tell you something. I can't ask my wife to take my last name and take my bills.
Ooh, say it again. I'm about to turn the computer over. I'm just
I
gonna
can't.
the whole computer. Show is over, y'all. It's a wrap.
I can't do it. Take my last
Oh,
name, and by the
my
way,
God. Listen,
take
I
these
need you
bills.
to pay this. I need you to continue to pay your car note.
Listen to me. What were you doing that you continue? If you can't continue to do what you were doing before you got married,
Woo.
don't get married.
Yeah.
Don't get married.
And
Now,
how about don't upgrade now?
listen.
Let's upgrade ourselves before we do the upgrade. Because if we upgrade now and I'm depending on you, we're already in a deficit.
We're in deficit. We're in a deficit. So my wife had her own, I had my own, and because I wanted to move to Atlanta anyway, we made a thing happen. And now we done been I don't know how many places together. So as a man, it makes me feel good when my wife can go to sleep at night, knowing that her lights are gonna be cut on.
Come on now.
She got a car to drive. She got food to eat. And perfume to wear. And praise Lord, because she loves her perfume.
Listen.
Yes. And so it makes me feel good that I can go somewhere, get myself something, and automatically know, well, I'm gonna get my wife. Babe, which one?
Y'all ain't calling in. Y'all ain't calling in because y'all listening, huh?
They're listening. That's good. Yeah. So yeah. So I even if it and it doesn't always feel good. Let's be clear. Okay. Being a woman doesn't always feel good. You don't. Okay. But at the end of the day, you own it. You own that responsibility. You take a deep breath. Okay. And you keep rocking on. It's just that simple. Or a man's mind. You gotta grow them. You gotta grow their mind. You can outthink all their strength anyway. I don't know what they're trying to say, but anyway,
I don't know. Yeah. Retype it.
Yeah, but becoming a man is very gratifying when you can sit back and look around and say, okay, my wife gave me my 80-inch TV. All right, got my sound system. That's all we really need. All we really want is some sneakers,
right, and
some sex,
right,
and a big TV. And we are super
straight. And some TV, and we're
That's
good.
It. We don't need. Listen, we good. If you want something else,
and some Italian ice, and
some Italian ice, and I'm Gucci. And so, my wife pushes all my buttons. She knows the right ones. She knows where I'm at. The other day she would drop. I gotta get you something to eat because you acting. I can feel this. She already knew. Yeah. I said, babe. So so that's my thing, and so it's an exciting. I would love to take some questions. If anybody got any questions?
We would love to take some questions. Listen, listen. I love the fact that we have discussed both the power of it and what the alternative looks like. Yes. And the truth of the matter is that when you walk in power, there's a confidence. I think a lot of men don't have confidence because they're not walking in their power. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're not sure about what you're doing. Right. And this is important that you become sure, because when you're talking about you're guiding somebody else's life, or you're becoming somebody's daddy, or you're becoming someone's husband, these things are a responsibility. They carry a weight, but the weight is lighter when you do it right. Yes. The Bible says my yoke is easy. It's easy. So you can take whatever yoke you want to. You're going to have a yoke. Yes. Regardless. Yes. The question is, which one is going to be? Which one are you going to take? Yeah. Which yoke is? Yeah. When you do the right exercise, you have the right expectation. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're not doing this thing right, then your expectation is off. So you're expecting people to respond to you in a way that you feel like you want to be responded, but you haven't followed the right exercise. You don't have the right regimen. You don't have the right discipline. You're not functioning on the level you need to function on. So whatever you're exuding, I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand too, is that everything is about frequency. Everything is about energy. You hear people talking about energy and frequency. That's real. That's real. A woman that's a controlling or domineering woman, one that's like in Proverbs chapter 7. Yeah. She knows the simp when she's seeing him. Yes. Okay. Yes. She could see him. She could smell him a mile away. Yes. Because he's exuding something. Yes. That lacks confidence. And so this is how a lot of men get tangled up and tied up in these situations, because they're simple. Yeah. They're not identifying what they need to identify to see things as they need to see them. Go ahead, talk about that. No, well, I was gonna say that when you talk about the confidence and everything, like Superman was Superman before he knew he was Superman. Come on now. He could leap tall buildings with a single bound before he even knew before he ever did it. Realized who he was. Before he realized who he was. So
a lot of us are carrying things
That's
that
it.
could help us. We don't know what's in our back pocket, though.
Come on. Come on.
We don't know that we already have it. And so you have to figure out, man, what do I have access to?
What's my superpower?
What is my superpower?
What's my superpower?
Okay, because if I got $1 million in the bank, it don't do me no good if I don't know what's there.
Hello? Much less will do you any good if you don't know what to do with it.
Period. That's what's even worse.
Priorities make a man.
Yes. What's worse is if you got it and don't know what to do with it. And so I think that a lot of men, a lot of males, one of the part of becoming a man is knowing what you have access. I don't have to. If I got access to it, I'm just as good. As a man, what men and what favor do you have access to?
You said something so powerful. We got to go back. We're not going to sit for that because that's one of my that's a place for me. You said if I have access to it. Mm-hmm. So when we go there, because I told him we talk about finance, we talk about all of that. Mm-hmm. That's understanding what you have to bring to the marketplace. Mm-hmm. That's understanding what your qualities are.
Yes.
For making your money. Yes.
For making. Everybody has a client.
Everybody has a client. Say it again.
Everybody has a client. There is, and let me tell you something I found out in this pandemic. There is no shortage of money.
Still no shortage.
Ain't no shortage of no god dog money.
None.
We're matter of fact,
it's more money
got richer.
Thank you.
During the pandemic, people got more money.
Your mindset. See, money is a mindset. It's not about the paper. That's why I love that you said if I have access to it, because you got to identify. This is something I used to do, and a lot of people that are in music business or any business like that, any artistic business, we say these kind of things to ourselves. Who's gonna buy me that equipment I need?
Right. Who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna buy this camera equipment? Who's gonna buy my next camera? There are clients. Everybody has a client. You're not using your money. You're using their money. So you got to bring something marketable to the table to answer something. Right? I tell my grandsons this all the time. Men are solutions. They're not problems.
Right.
So what are you a solution to? That's a part of that purpose. That's a part of that.
When you can solve a problem,
that's it.
You become a rich man.
Period.
When you can solve a problem. And so my thing is what I found out, I told people, I said, listen, all y'all headshots look nuts.
Hello?
All y'all bishops and first ladies. And
y'all look crazy out here.
Y'all look crazy. And when we come to see y'all in person, y'all look nothing like the flyer you put out. Hello? The flyer you put out was right after you graduated from seminary school. You don't look like that anymore, sir.
You do not look like that.
So what you need is a headshot. And once I started doing that, now I'm flying all over the place around the country.
They calling you to come.
For a federal company doing headshots.
Come on now.
And so my thing is, once you find your niche, or niche or whatever, then you expound on that thing.
Listen, you grow, you cultivate it.
You become a solution.
You cultivate it. We got all the way back to the garden. And this is why I know a lot of people are like, why Apostle always want to talk about the garden? You know why I talk about the garden all the time? Because the reality is, until you understand origins, you will not understand. You'll hate process, and you'll never arrive at purpose.
That's true. That's true.
You must identify the origins of things.
Yeah.
And if you're going to arrive at purpose, and you're going to arrive there properly.
Yeah.
If you're going to arrive at the promised land, there's a route. We're talking about course.
There's
a course.
Yeah. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. And you can't avoid it.
Cannot avoid it.
Courses are one way in, one way out. That's what I love about them. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing is a journey, and becoming a man, like I said, can be a great thing. And you know what? I found out a long time ago when I started doing photography, there really is no plan B. You know,
say that again, because
there is no plan B. You have to become a man.
There is no alternative.
There's no alternative.
And even if you decide that you want to change all your parts and do something different, guess what? What you were born as
is who you are.
It's still who you are.
It's who you are.
It's still who
you are. They draw that blood. This is a male DNA.
Period.
This is a female DNA. Period.
X chromosome, Y chromosome.
Period.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So we got no phone calls.
No, y'all don't have no question. You can have questions. A comment if you want to call in because you want to add something to the conversation. We welcome you to add something to the conversation. Come on in. Come on in. Call on in real quick. We're gonna give you guys a few minutes to call in and say something. All right. Call in and say something. Be accounted for. We don't. I'm really expecting men to call in yet, but they will eventually.
They will.
You know, they will eventually because they need to. They need a safe place. Can we talk about that? That men, what you're looking for is really respect and a safe place. You know, and you're not going to find that in a lot of the places that you're heading in. You know, and particularly, I want to speak to the man that has the roles reversed. If you're connecting because of what you're getting and not what you're giving, you're already in the wrong.
You're
going to be disrespected, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Because you disrespected yourself.
Yeah.
By putting yourself in the wrong position.
Yeah.
You've got to position yourself. This is the power of becoming a man. Yeah. The power of becoming a man is that the scales are balanced properly.
Right.
There's an equal balance there. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. There is no room for you to be defined any other way but as who you are.
Right.
When you come into a situation defined as a man, there's no way that anybody can get it twisted and try to mishandle that, misuse that, because they already know where you stand. You came into this thing like that.
Right.
I think a lot of the men, go ahead.
No, you know what? I literally, it's so funny because when we were talking, my wife says, it was a situation that happened to my family. My wife says, babe, I think they may call you last because they know what you're going to bring when you come.
Hello.
And so they know, okay, let's call this one. But if they call you, you already know the energy I'm bringing.
You already
because
know.
I'm all man and ain't nothing.
There's nothing in me that's any other way.
Any other way. I'm bringing the thunder and then we out. And so my thing is when you when I'm not confused about who I am when it comes to being a man. Okay, I have my weaknesses, I have my strengths, but I know that. I know them. Okay, I'm not walking around here blindly thinking I'm, no, I know what it is.
That's really important. I want you to expound on that point for a minute because I think you opened up with talking about the blame game, which is really crucial.
Yeah.
Because you always know when a male has not become a man because the first thing he wants to do is point.
Yeah.
Adam did it in the garden.
Yeah.
But when he pointed,
yeah.
But I want to be clear with this. When he pointed, he didn't argue with the woman. He was kind of arguing with God.
Yeah,
but go there for a minute because strengths and weaknesses are important. And you got to find people that are able to help strengthen you in the weak areas.
Yes.
You mentioned how my sister really pushes you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In those areas, she's not getting ready to let you just be something other than what you're. No. You got to come up from there. We're not doing that. That's not what we own.
My wife, she tells me, I don't even know with all the jobs you got, I still don't even believe that you believe the type of photographer you really are.
That's it.
I don't think, and I'm like, babe, what? She's like, no, I know you do this, but
and you're making the money
and you're making the bread, but there's you still haven't even. She's like, you don't see yourself. She goes, and in a way, it's good because you're humble, but in another light, you gotta really know that this is what you do.
Period.
And so when you bring up the fact that I've done this for 25 years with no website.
Wow. Come on now.
Word of mouth. Just no business cards.
Even in the digital age.
Yeah. And so she's like, okay, and so she goes, but imagine if you took this next step, did this, how much bigger, okay. So for me,
that's real.
I know, and a lot of it was fear. So I know my weakness.
Ooh, let's talk about it because that's an area for me.
Yeah, no, fear.
Fear is real.
Fear is real. Fear is the highest level of horror. When you fear something, you will literally shrink in the presence of it.
That's real.
When you fear, and so I'm like, I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to do. And so my thing is, as men, because you're a man doesn't mean you don't have weaknesses. A man knows his weaknesses. Okay, I'm just enjoying the. Okay, I'm just enjoying the. Okay, a man, and so for me, it's like
this means we're doing our job.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're doing our
job. I really I love
the
the
man
fact
knows
that
his weakness. He knows his weaknesses.
I love the fact, and I know that my wife knows.
That's important. There we go.
That my wife knows. So I'm not. She's not gonna bring something to me that's the truth, and I'd be like, nah. Now I gotta own. I gotta own that. I gotta own that. And so my thing is, when you're a man, it doesn't mean that you don't have weaknesses. It means you know what they are and you will act accordingly. And
it also means that you're gonna connect with somebody that loves you. They see who you are, and they love you, and they're willing to help.
And they will keep you accountable.
That they're willing to give you something that helps bring out the best of who you are.
And keep you accountable.
Well, that's a part of that.
That's a part of that.
Yeah, because accountability is bringing out the best of who you are.
Yeah.
If you shrink back every time you're challenged,
yeah,
like why? You need to grow up.
Yeah.
Throwing temper tantrums. You need to grow up.
Yeah, grow up. Yeah, grow up.
I love the fact that you said, I know my weaknesses, and so does she. Because many men don't want the woman to know their weaknesses, but that's foolishness.
That's
because
great.
How are you going to be protected? How are you going to be helped if your partner, the one that's a part of you, because it says the two shall become one flesh.
Right.
Your flesh doing something or functioning in a way it shouldn't, her flesh is affected. But that's why, they think, oh, it is our superpower, but it's because of how we're connected.
You know what happens to my wife? Her flesh is alerted. It's alerted.
That's why they call it intuition. It's an alertness.
Listen to me.
Awareness.
And I didn't believe it. I was like, no. And I'm gonna tell you now, it's a gift that God gave women.
That is.
It's a gift. So my wife knows how to pray.
Yes.
She knows when to pray.
Yes.
And she knows when to throw a shoe.
Hello.
Or it's like she knows when it's like, yo, you wilding out. You know what I'm saying? And so it'll be 9 years. I'm gonna tell you something too.
It's powerful.
Men, so when my wife invited me to her cookout back in 2013.
I remember those pictures.
Remember that? Yeah. 63 days after that cookout, we got married.
Listen.
So a man knows what he wants.
Oh,
We ain't gonna go.
What defines a man?
The relationship. Oh. Listen.
Oh.
Okay, because this is the thing we don't want to talk about.
Oh,
okay?
My God.
So when you
just turned his head backwards.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Listen. because I'm about to rap. See, a lot of men don't like this part because
this is so good. It's so good. Go ahead, brother.
If you're dating him for 15 years, he ain't no man.
Absolutely not.
It don't take no real man 5 years to figure out if you the one.
It don't really take him two. It don't take him two.
It don't take him two.
It does not, because a man knows what he wants and he knows when he sees what he
wants. Knows what he wants.
And knows when he sees what he wants.
And knows when he sees. I knew that my wife was my wife. And let me tell you what she did. She laughed at me. When I told her, I said it was about 3 weeks in, maybe a month in.
No, Shannon.
I said, you know what? I said, you're gonna be my wife. And the laugh that she gave me would have shaken me if I wasn't a hunter.
If you were not confident either.
If I wasn't confident. If I wasn't a man.
Come on now.
I said,
no, she didn't just laugh at me.
She laughed at me. But men don't
care about that.
They don't run from laughs. No.
They don't care about that.
No, men accept challenges.
Hello.
And so my wife, I guess you didn't know, she was the prey.
There you go.
I was the hunter.
There you go.
Okay. And so what I said was, okay.
Oh, that's
and then about 6 weeks after that laugh.
Oh, 6 weeks.
Miss Chandler. And so my thing is, I want to encourage. Listen, I wasn't gonna have my wife on this 4 or 5 year wandering journey.
No.
Okay. And I really feel bad for the women who have put themselves in a position to accept a joker who you've been with for 15, 19 years,
20 years, 40 years.
I don't understand. I don't understand, because it not only shows that he's not a man, it shows you ain't a wife.
And it shows that he don't want you for real.
No, you don't. He don't want you. Not for real.
Not for real.
He wants he wants what you've been giving him.
And he wants
he don't want to make you an honest woman.
Come on.
He don't make you an honest woman. And so at the end of the day, I can't consider you a man if you have a woman on a wild goose chase.
That's crazy.
When you're practicing any man that's living with a woman for years upon years and have not married her, you're practicing divorce. Period. Because at any time you can leave. At any time you're going. And so no, I don't. That another thing about becoming a man. I asked my wife's father. I walked up to his room and said, "Listen, Mr. Bass, I love your daughter, and I would like to have your hand in marriage." He said, "You want to marry my daughter?" I said, "Yes, man. Yes, sir." He said, "Then marry her then."
Come on, man. I love it. I love it.
He said, "Then marry her then."
Marry her.
I said, "Is that a yes?"
That's permission, sir. That's the best permission I ever heard.
Listen, ever. That was quick, and that wasn't no 30 minutes. That was a 1 minute conversation.
You know why? Because a man knows what he wants.
A man knows.
Even as her father, he knew what he saw. He was not confused. And I want to say this because a lot of men, you got grown children, but you see things that's happening with your daughters and you're not protecting them because they feel like they're grown, but you got to make suggestions.
Yes.
You can't just opt out of, oh, well, they grown. You can't just opt out.
No.
They need the suggestions. They need to hear your stories. They need to know what things look like and how things should function. If they don't have that, they're going to make poor choices. They're going to make poor decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So woe to, so hey, y'all women who are in them, who's living with them children, that grown child you got, let him, go and let him go now.
Put him
I know to have your life, but go ahead and either help him become a man or allow him somewhere else to be a child.
Yeah, send him on out so he can.
Send him on out.
Whichever way. That's so powerful. I love this. If you guys don't have any questions or anything, I could do this all night actually. But I want you to understand that, this is done because the Father really desires the man in this season. If there's a voice, the male voice, the man's voice is what needs to be heard in the earth. It's not just the woman, it's the man's voice.
Yeah.
Man is a protector. He is a provider. He is one that prepares the way. Okay. So even when the woman is having a conversation, the man needs to have something to say depending on who she's talking to. Women get all antsy. They get in these positions because they feel like, well, this whole submission thing or this, thing about you just being in every little area. The man he's supposed to protect us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
You need a man that's going to protect you. And the Bible talks about when a woman is in her father's house, he can disallow things.
Yes.
As she makes vows, he can disallow. The husband does the same thing. Yes. So, we're talking about my brother Reuben and his wife Demeter. If she gets a gig and he senses that gig ain't good for you, he's supposed to say something.
Oh yeah, and I do.
He's not just supposed to be like, well, this is how she make her money. No, because I got the money. Don't worry about that. I want you to be who you are and do what you have to do. But it's certain things we're not going to reduce ourselves to. It's certain positions we're not going to put ourselves in. And most women think, oh, that's just controlling. That's just that. That's, we need the man's voice. Yes, Channing. Okay, he threw up outside. That's great, long as it wasn't in the house. Come on in and get you something to drink, sir. And let's brush your teeth. You're going to be all right. Jesus.
Let's brush your teeth.
Let's brush your teeth and get you something to drink.
You'll be all right.
I'm just glad he didn't do it inside the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is good.
It's awesome.
Defining manhood is so important. You got to take the time to define your manhood as a man. And there is a guide, though. That's the thing. You don't have to try to figure it out.
Right.
There's a manual for manhood.
Yeah.
Because Reuben talked about this at the beginning. He said, I don't know how you're doing it. If you're doing this without God, if you're doing this and you don't have that connection, how are you surviving? Yeah. How are you even doing it? Why aren't your eyes popping out your head?
Yes.
Like, how do you function without that dynamic?
Yeah.
And a lot of you are trying to do something by yourself that you were created to do in a partnership. When you look in the garden, you see Adam. What's he doing?
Yep.
Walking with the Father in the cool of the day. What's he doing? He's communing. He's fellowshipping. He's getting his instructions. He's learning something. And what he's learning in that moment, he's supposed to be able, as he's getting those instructions,
Yes.
and he's adhering to him, then he can become the instructor,
right,
or the example in his family unit.
Yes.
And then he can have the expectation that somebody's going to follow him.
It's a wonderful.
You know? Somebody's going to follow him.
Yeah.
You got to understand the power of becoming a man.
Yes.
You got to understand that there is no alternative. You have anything else you want to say, brother? What would you say to the if you had a group of young boys in front of you right now? What would be your advice to them for becoming a man? What would you say to them right now?
Number one, don't be in a rush.
Don't be in a rush. That's good.
Don't be in a rush. A lot of times, the longest route is the shortest route. Don't be in a rush. Things are gonna come to you. I would say listen to those who have paved the way. Don't shun wisdom. I would tell them to really try to know God for yourself. Don't be so much of a follower that you just do any old thing with anybody. But if there was a group of men, I would actually tell them to not be so influenced, by the social media. Facebook and Instagram ain't real.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's a facade. My wife told me this years ago. It's a facade. It's a facade. So don't allow your mentors to be YouTube
from your media,
and stuff like that. Yeah, from the media. Yeah, don't have a media mentor.
That's
okay,
it.
We'll say that.
That's it.
But for the most part, just if you have a man, find and I don't care if it's your uncle, if it's your big brother, if it's whoever, your principal, find a male man.
A man.
Okay, a male man in your life, man, that can guide you, that you respect, okay, and that you will listen to. You don't have a mentor. I'm not your mentor if you don't do what I tell you to do.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying. So my thing is, find someone that you're gonna listen to, because there's a lot of fakes and facades out here. So, but be encouraged. Be encouraged that manhood is not a scary thing. It's a needed thing.
And it's something you prepare for. So you don't know how to do it now, but as you're growing and as you're learning, you're preparing for it. It's like children that are walking. They don't know how to walk, and they're not afraid to fall.
Right.
They simply just get back up and keep going until they're strengthened enough to walk across the room. That, to me, is the same thing with manhood. You're not ready to walk yet.
No.
If you keep getting up and strengthening your legs, you're going to walk across that floor.
Get there.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there. This was powerful, brother.
It was awesome.
Really,
it was absolutely awesome
and impactful. I really want to bring back, like after 2 months, because I only do it twice a month. I really want to bring back the 4 guests and do like a panel, and in that 3rd or in the 4th month, every 2 months. I want to bring back that whole group of men.
Let's do it.
Just do a panel, because I think that's going to be powerful, because we could just hit so many things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And see so many perspectives, and see how all of those perspectives are actually knitted together, because there's such strength in unity.
There is.
And at the front, when people see, oh, men and women are on this is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing that Reuben just said, especially for the women, find your children men mentors.
Yes.
Find them a mentor. If it's not their uncle, if it's not their grandfather, whoever it is, you need to find a mentor. You can't do this by yourself. Right. And especially if you are of the mindset of this age, you need to recognize your strength as a woman and your weaknesses. If you feel like you can't bring correction, or whatever those areas are that you feel like you can't, I don't have that issue. I don't mind cracking heads. That's just how I get down. And I'm not one of them grandmothers that's, how grandmothers, they get all grandbabies, they beat their children, getting them in line, and now the grandbabies coming. Now they all come. I'm an equal head. I'm an equal opportunity head buster. No matter which generation you come from. I got all of them. Okay. But you need to find somebody that can reinforce, if that's the case. If you're like me and you don't mind busting heads, you find a man that can reinforce what you're training, what you're teaching, so that they have that figure of a man, and they can see, oh, Granny said that. This is a thing. Mommy said that. This is the thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to find that reinforcement. You got to find you some backup. And maybe alternatively, in the long run, if not this year, maybe next year, we'll put some things in place where we can mentor some young people. I have done some mentoring of young men and some young women in another season. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to train these boys in the word.
Right.
There are some things that we got to do. We just got to position ourselves so that we can become an answer in a generation that's got a lot of questions.
Yes, I'm with it. I'm here if you ever need me.
Absolutely. We're going to pull it together. We're going to pull it together, and we'll have some mentorship situations so that people can start connecting and making sure that these children have what they need. Even if it's just the voice, they need to hear it. You know, I believe the Father's going to position us. I didn't mean to prophesy tonight, but that's who I am. So whether I'm doing Unmuted Man or whatever I'm doing, it's going to happen. It's just who I am. I don't shun who I am. But at the end of the day, I believe the Father's going to position us in such a way that we'll be able to fly to different places and establish situations for families who don't have male figures. They don't have men. You know, a situation where we can establish things in different places, in different states, where there is a force there, a force of men there that can allow these children to come and be mentored by them and see them. And, you know, with the different things like the photography, the music, you know, there are aspects of children's lives that are being lost and swallowed up. Even their imagination is being swallowed up in social media and in these devices. And I've been praying for the parents for years. And I just believe this is the season where parents are really kind of waking up or identifying some things. But I told y'all 7 years ago, take those devices out of those children's hands.
That's crazy.
Some of y'all waited until now their personalities are different. Now they're teenagers. Now they got all of these other issues. You understand what I'm saying? And so now there's some other work that's got to be done. But if you got young children and you're listening to this, you need to connect with this information. You need to connect with what we're saying to you so that you'll know how to pour into these young men that you're raising. If you're raising children alone, you need to know how to do what you're doing because it is strategic. And it's going to take the hand of God. It's going to take the heart of God to do this kind of work because raising a man is not an easy job.
Got that right.
It's not an easy job. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, sis.
Appreciate you so much. My brother, for a couple hours. We almost hit the 2-hour mark. I don't believe in doing nothing halfway. We're going to do it the whole way. Okay. We're going to exhaust the conversation. And there was a lot more that we could have talked about, but we'll do it again. And we appreciate you guys being here on the
Bless you so much.
Yes, sir. Listen, if you're a man and you're listening to this broadcast, the first thing you need to do is identify your origin. You were created in the image and likeness of God. You were created to speak. You were created as a creator. And if you're not using your words wisely, you're creating chaos. Okay. My brother said something about the void. In the void of wisdom, there is chaos. And that's a fact. If you're not using your words wisely, then you're creating situations. And this season, you need to really identify what you're wanting to create and set your sights on what you want to create and begin to speak that thing, be able to go after that thing, not just with your hands, but with your words. You got to be able to communicate. He's talking about when he met her, how he communicated. Listen, it's one thing when you communicate, when you're trying to spit game, but when you know what you know and you are convinced of what you know, there's a confidence that will allow you to pursue a situation regardless of what it looks like. You're going to communicate and you're going to pursue it. Okay. So don't be down on yourself in this season if you've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. If you've missed some things, if you entered into some situations and now you feel like there's a weight on you from the situations that you created, there is a way out.
Yes.
There is a way out. There is a freedom, but it only comes when you identify yourself as the man that you're supposed to be becoming and you have conversation with the Father because he's the one with the key. He's the one with the exit door. We can come in and out of him and find safety. You've got to identify that in that season and connect yourself to wise people. Connect yourself to relationships that will hold you accountable. We love you tonight. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. You've been on the podcast with Kristal Lee and Reuben Chandler, and the Unmuted Man is where you are. And you can find this on all podcast platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and a number of other podcast platforms. We're going somewhere in this season with this thing, and it's going to be big. And I'm excited to reach you. I'm excited to reach those that will hear this, and I'm excited for your transformation. I can't wait till the transformation stories start coming in because I listened to something. I heard what Reuben said on the podcast, and it changed my life. I heard what this person said on the podcast, and it changed my life. Thank you, Elder. It is also on YouTube, on my Rock Mogul Ministries channel, and also on the Unmuted Man YouTube channel. It has its own channel on YouTube now. So you guys go to the YouTube channels, go and follow Reuben on social media. Where are you on social media, Reuben?
Facebook, Instagram, Reuben Chandler, and Reuben Chandler Photography.
Okay, follow him on social media. and you'll identify with where he is. Don't forget about the icy spot. Don't forget about this Italian ice. Y'all need to get connected in this season. And I believe that in this season, you're getting ready to prepare for, what's the word I'm looking for? You're getting ready to prepare for franchises. So start preparing your heart and your mind for franchise, brother. It's time for the sons to go where we got to go. The only way we're going to go is if we know what we've got to bring to the marketplace. It's going to be that thing that takes us where we're going. This is a vehicle. It's just one of your vehicles.
That's it. Amen.
Just one of your vehicles, but I want you to know it's getting ready to ride with bigger wheels. Okay?
I receive it. Yes, ma'am. I receive it.
One of those monster trucks. I see it as a monster truck. It's going down a regular street, but it's got monster wheels on it. Okay. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight on the Unmuted Man. Brother, I love you. Thank you, sis, for letting me borrow him once again. And we will see you guys really soon. We'll see you guys.
Sure will.
I guess in 2 weeks. Did I do it? We'll see you next month. That's what we're going to do.
That'll work.
Peace to y'all. Peace, brother.
Be good.
You.
All right, sis.
Peace.
Okay.
In a minute, y'all.